Hello everyone and welcome back to Daddy's Workshop. Today on the channel we're going to go ahead and break down this chicken. I'm going to show you what that looks like from start to finish. So first, we got to get it out of the packaging. You'll notice it's a nice Purdue whole young chicken. Now when we pull this out, we want to try to keep as much of the blood in there. So you notice I'm pulling it based on the bones. Once that's done, we need to go ahead and give it a good rinse. After the rinse is done, we want to pull out the cavity. You'll notice that there is a neck, heart, and liver in there, so we're going to keep those to make some snacks later. Now, in the center right here, there's something called the keel bone. So we want to cut on either side of the keel bone. So first, I'm going to cut on this side, and I'm going to start filleting it all the way open so that you can see exactly what it's going to look like. And as you can see the keel bone sitting right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut on the other side. I'm going to flip it around, so that's the keel bone right there. So we've got these little itty bitty bones in here from the breast. We want to go ahead and try to remove those carefully. It is possible though that every once in a while you end up pulling one. That's one right there, so I'm just going to rip it right off. That's okay. What we want to try to do right now is separate from the cage. So this is where the shoulder joint is, so you'll notice I just cut that right in half. From that, I'm going to go ahead and start to remove the breast from the animal. So I'm going to cut down the line on the spine until I get to the oyster, which is going to be this little small piece right there. At that point, I want to gingerly cut the remaining skin off so that I can start to pop the oyster out of that socket. You'll notice we have it right there, pops right out. So now we want to go ahead and cut the remainder off. So this is half of our chicken that has been deboned. Now we want to go ahead and do the other side, do the exact same steps, remove the joint at the shoulder, cut down the back. We then want to go ahead and pop out the oyster. And voila, will pretty much be done with that. When you are finished with doing all of this, the carcass that you have left over, go ahead and save that. It makes great stock, great chicken stock, great soup stock, etc. So we can do that in another video if you are interested. So now what we want to go ahead is remove the wing here. So we find that joint, which is basically at where the elbow is. We make a slice and then it pops out beautifully just like so. And now we're going to go ahead and remove the breast from the leg and wing assembly. So there we go. So that is known as an airline breast. When it has that little drumette attached to it, that's an airline. Now for this guy, it's just the same. The only thing that's separating these two right here, there's a joint from the leg and from the thigh, so there's this little line there. We want to go ahead and cut directly through the center of that line, and it opens up just like so. I then like to take my knife. I like to cut from underneath so that I cut through the skin first, and it makes the presentation of the pieces look much, much better. So now I'm going to do this exact same process with the other side. Yes, you'll notice that the bones are still attached to all of these. If you're interested, we can go ahead and go through another video where I show you how to go ahead and pop out all the bones. So we've got our flat, we've got our drum. We're going to go ahead and separate between the flat and the drum. At that elbow joint, we make a little cut. We then go ahead and pop it back. We then cut up through the skin, and voila, we have this great little piece right there. We then are going to remove our airline breast from our thigh and our drumette area. You notice that there's a little bit of fat left on here and a little bit of extra skin, so I'm going to go ahead and pull those guys off. And voila, we cut up through the skin. It's for our presentation piece. There's a little piece right there I need to cut off. You know, make sure when you're doing this, you have a really sharp knife. It makes everything so much easier. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to remove the drumette from the thigh. So we're going to find our line again. And you can see it, it's right there. So make it easy. It's a very easy cut as long as you cut right on that line. Cut through the skin again, and voila, nice presentation on our skin areas. So these are our 8 parts. That's what you get when you break down a chicken this way. You end up getting 8 parts. I also have the tenders included in here as well. That way I can have a little snack while we're cooking these up. But for now, let's go ahead and let's get to that. So now we want to go ahead and start seasoning up all of our chicken. So I'm starting with salt. I'm doing salt on all of the pieces first. I then have this fun little garb and herb mix I'm going to go ahead and pop on there. And you want this to sit in this bowl like this for at least 15 minutes. Maybe 20 if you like. We're going to go ahead and make fried chicken today. So I have some all-purpose flour that I'm going to add salt and some of our garlic herb mix too. I want to go ahead and get the oil in my pan up to about 350 degrees, and I want to try to keep it there. right? So we're going to dredge our pieces in flour, ensuring that we shake off all of the extra little bit of flour that we don't need anymore, just like that. We're then going to lay it in away from us. We're going to try to keep that temp around 350 degrees. It's kind of hard with this kind of stove, but we're going to do our best. So once we start to see browning on the pieces, we just want to start to flip them over. Now you're going to end up flipping these chicken pieces over maybe 6 or 7 times throughout the entire cook. The bigger the piece is, the more it's going to cook. You also want to make sure that you want to keep the bone in here. The bone is the secret to making it so that the meat inside is very, very moist and very, very tender. Okay, you'll notice again as we're continuing to do the cooking process, we got a little bit of a burnt piece there, but that starts to go away. Here's our beautifully cooked thigh, which came out fantastic. And this is how we go ahead and we want to temp a lot of the bones that have, or a lot of the meat that have bones running right through. You pop it in. It's the thickest part right next to the bone, and you see what it measures. We are looking for a temperature of 165 degrees. Here I'm making myself a little bit of a snack. So it's chicken and pancakes. It was delicious. You can see the perfect cooked all the way through on this piece. It came out wonderful and delicious and succulent. All right, everybody, this is our final product. It was amazing. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Drop any comments on you like, and have a fantastic barbecue week.